Okay.
I don't know if
So my challenge then, I guess, is
messiness?
accepting that Elise is messy.
No, legit, what would you have said if I didn't say that?
No, that.
Oh, really?
Hi everyone, it's Joel and Elise here.
Hi.
Basically we've got a whole bunch of questions that people have written in for us. I think it's all about relationships and kind of about our marriage and about our faith journeys. So thank you to everyone who wrote questions and sent them in. So we've got a whole bowl here of questions that we're gonna try to see how many we can get through.
Yeah, I'll see.
We also should probably let you know that our son is also behind the camera. So if you hear some noises, then it's him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It just brings a little cuteness.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Are you ready to start?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. That's what we got. Wait, you go first. That's called chivalry.
Hey Joel, I've known you for quite a few years now and I love how you express your faith. Was there ever a time where you found it hard to find God?
Yeah. There were times when I found it really hard to find God. Especially when there was like sadness or things didn't go the way that I wanted them to go I would then struggle about then seeing God working in my life. And then I guess times when I would really focus on myself, I wouldn't be able to then, I would find that God wasn't really there because I was so focused on myself. I find now that when I'm focused outwards and I'm focusing on others and I'm focusing on trying to follow in the footsteps of Jesus, then that God is very much present because it's not all about me. Yeah.
Beautiful. And how has your life changed since you've been married and had a baby?
I don't know. Like, it's changed very much for the better. But I mean, life has only gotten better since I think being married and then having a kid. I like to think that I always have a lot of fun and energy in my life, and then I think since being married, we've just had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's great.
And then even having a baby, there are times when it's not fun, but still, it's still a lot of fun. Like, yeah, I don't think life just has been getting better, and I try to then stay in the present. So I'm appreciative of what's actually happening. Try not to worry about what's coming next. Yeah. So let me ask this question. Okay. What's your advice for young couples striving for holiness, striving for purity in their relationship?
I think first part, young couples striving for holiness, and striving for purity, I think you really need to be honest with each other. You really need to, I guess, communication, which was a problem at the beginning of our relationship with me. But like I had a lot of fears going into it and lots of, I don't know how he's going to feel. He's going to want to dump me if I say this or if I want to do things like that. So I kind of like shut down. But it was actually in being honest about like my boundaries and also explaining where I'm coming from. And if anything, it made me love him more and it helped our relationship be more pure because we were on the same page and we supported each other in that. And it was actually good to know that we both wanted the same thing. Because I always thought, like, it would be hard and it's easier to not, whatever. But, I think definitely being honest and saying these are my boundaries and you have to stick to it. And out of love and respect, your partner usually does the same, and if anything, like you wanted it, if not more than me in the end.
I guess I agree to all of that. Again, it's about being open and honest about where you stand and why you stand where you stand. But then in terms of like striving for holiness, being educated in the faith so that you know what it means to try to achieve holiness and purity in the relationship, and exploring that together, I think, as well, just so that you're both on that same page. One of the big things that I didn't know before I met Elise, well, she introduced this, like she introduced what I'm about to talk about to me was theology of the body, and I kind of didn't understand. I'd never been exposed to that before, so that really helped me to understand where Elise was coming from, and then it changed my thinking in terms of relationships and what it means to be in a relationship, because I'm loving Elise for who she is, and that selfless love is about wanting the good for the other. So
yeah, and I think that, like, building on to that, I like Joel knew I loved Jason Everett. I loved how he just articulated things, made things make sense, and it was so beautiful. And then one time Joel and Seth took me as a surprise to a fundraising dinner where Jason Everett was a speaker. So in Joel doing this surprise to me, he didn't know anything really about Jason Everett. That's where you heard him for the first time, and that was really beautiful, that in doing that gift for me as a surprise, like you got to see the beauty of it, and that sort of started from there, didn't it?
yeah, so like seeking opportunities to understand what it means to strive for holiness, or how to have purity in a relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
You go. You ask yours.
Okay. Where did you get the name Zephaniah?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
That's from the Bible. So Zephaniah is a prophet in the Old Testament, and I came across it during my morning prayer. So I use an app as one of my things I do for prayer. I use an app called Pray As You Go, and the reading for that particular day was from Prophet Zephaniah. Yeah. Now the first two chapters of his book are really quite intense and dark. Yeah. The third chapter is really beautiful, and so I really liked what the reading was about Zephaniah on that day, and I love the name because Elise and I both really like really unique names. We also like biblical names too.
And like they could be shortened to Zeph.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we also liked the meaning of the name because we knew Zeph was going to have a tricky start to life at that point, and we knew he was going to need surgeries early on, so I liked that the name means protected by God, because he needed that protection.
Yeah. And it's a good nickname. It's very confusing when Seth is over there.
Seth and Zeph.
Yeah.
His godfather's Seth.
Yeah. A little confusing, but that's okay.
A little confusing.
Okay. What is the biggest challenge and blessing of marriage? I'm your blessing.
The biggest?
What's the biggest challenge?
For me, I am not a clean person, and I'm very forgetful and not organized, and Joel is the complete opposite, like OCD level. So I know how hard it is to live with mess. So I am always trying to stay clean and organized, just to make a gift of myself to you, you know what I mean?
Yes. That's your challenge.
So I think because just being different people, being raised differently, liking things differently. Joel likes things a particular way, and sometimes I'm not as fast.
You make me sound crazy.
No. Yeah, you are.
Yeah. Okay.
No, but I think that.
Okay, and then what's the blessing? That's your challenge. What's your blessing?
The blessing has been the blessing of marriage. Oh my gosh. There's like so much. I don't know. I guess like we have a lot of fun. Yeah. And I thank God that we're like you're a man of faith. Like definitely, because I couldn't be with some. I'd find it hard to do something that wasn't. I don't know. Like that's a part of our life.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. It's fun.
Okay. So my challenge then, I guess, is
messiness?
Accepting that Elise is messy.
No, legit, what would you have said if I didn't say that?
No, that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but you've gotten much better.
So much better.
Yeah. And I guess the biggest blessing of marriage is like being able to come home every day to you. Like, you see, mine's way better. Because Elise and I didn't live together before we got married, so I think that's been an amazing blessing. Like, I get to come home and you're there. Yeah. Or vice versa. Like, if you're out, I get excited when you come home.
Yeah. And not having to say bye at the end of the night.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's really nice.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. That's for you. Okay.
Okay.
There are so many questions, but we'll see how many we can get through. Okay.
How do you stay connected to God?
Through like personal prayer. Elise and I also have like family prayer, like going to mass, Like Elise and I also, there's heaps of like different, I don't know, what are they called? Like conferences and stuff that we kind of tune into that are international that are about different teachings on the faith. Like we just watched one on.
I think it's run by the St. Paul's or
Yeah,
Theology
St.
of the
Paul.
Body Institute.
Yeah, Theology of the Body Institution. So one was just
Something
on
like that.
apologetics. We watched,
On heaps of different topics.
it's just the child. He's okay. Yeah, I guess that, and then just through our relationships with like people that we have, I think that's how we stay connected, or how I stay connected to God, and then through my work as well.
Yeah, definitely. Your work's a big one for you too. That's good. How do you stay connected to God? I think it's a part. He's a part of my everyday life, like a part of our family lifestyle. Obviously through prayer, through our like community of friends. Like we have a lot of people that we share faith with, which that's very important for me. Like a lot of close friends, and able to have discussions with them, and knowing that they're praying for us in the hard times, or we're praying for them. Reading the Bible, I find that really helpful. Mass, obviously, and the sacraments, definitely the sacraments.
And I guess just making God like the center of our relationship and our family. Like we try to do that every day.
Yeah, just sort of seeing also how it's worked in our history. Like, if you look at where we were 5 years ago, like he's done a lot to get us here.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
Okay, question. Would you rather ride a bike, ride a horse, or drive a car? None of those things are safe for you. What would you rather, ride a bike, a horse, or drive a car?
Depends where you are.
Just that's the question.
Okay.
What would you rather?
I'm gonna say drive a car.
Okay. That's what you'd rather.
Yep.
Okay. I'd like to ride a bike. So does Zeph, apparently. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Ride a bike.
Oh, Bobby.
Georgia, you okay? He's alright. Okay. Go.
How did you guys find God? How did God find you?
Well, I found God because I was raised Catholic. Zeph and I wants to find God. He wants to tell you how he has found God. Yeah, and that's okay.
How did you find God?
So, I found God. The baby's now asleep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good.
we're okay. We're going to continue on. Okay.
Sorry for that disturbance.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome.
Apparently you're choosing now for me.
Yes.
Yours is really long.
There's lots here. All right.
Okay.
Part 1. How are you guys? Well. Thank
We're doing
you so
really
much.
well, thank you.
How's little bub going?
Yeah,
Good.
he's doing well.
Sleeping?
Yeah, he's asleep. He's still very small. He's got a lot of growing to do, but he's doing really well.
Oh, this is really nice.
Yeah.
I'm assuming... Okay, I'm just going to read this.
Okay.
I already miss the team so much. Hope we can see you soon. Do you know when the live lunch times are coming back? I miss the lunchtime jams.
So live lunch, we missed Team 2. We actually just said goodbye to Team. It was very sad. But the rest of the team is still here. We're talking about Net. Live lunchtimes are coming back next year. So term 1 at everyone's school, live lunchtime will be happening, which is very exciting.
Cool. While I'm here writing this email, I'd personally like to thank you for helping me build my faith with God. Oh, that's very nice. During the time of YML, I've become more confident with him. YML has definitely brought the spirit to me and has stayed with me ever since.
Oh, that's really nice. Well, thank you for you guys. These questions are really great.
Maybe tell everyone what YML is.
Oh yeah, a YML is a youth ministry leader. So we've got them in all of our secondary high
Systematic
schools.
schools
Yes,
in the Wollongong Diocese.
What did you just say?
Systematic schools in the Wollongong
That's not a
Diocese.
word. Systematic. Systemic.
Yeah.
This is also a part of marriage. You just have to she'll say words. I'll be like, oh no, she actually means this.
So a translator.
Yeah, I'm really good at translating. Okay. What was your first date? Do you remember?
Oh, I do remember.
Okay, and then it's what would be your ideal date? First date advice. Okay. So what was our first date?
So our first date was the day after we met.
Yes.
We met on the Friday night.
Yes.
And then our first date was on the Saturday night. Didn't waste any time, apparently.
Well, you asked me out.
Get lost.
Okay. Go.
Anyway, no, you asked me where we wanted to go. So we went to a Lebanese restaurant called The Spots.
Yes.
And we had Lebanese food. It was really good. Yeah, that was our first date.
It was. And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll pick you up at like 7. She's like, oh, no, I've got church. I was like, oh, okay. What time does church finish on a Saturday night? What time did it finish?
I don't remember.
It's like 9:30.
No, it was about 9.
No, it was like 9:30.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had dinner at like 10:30. It was very late. But that was our
fun.
first date. So it was a really nice day.
It was a lot of fun. That's when I realised how old he was, because I thought I was older than him. And he's telling me about all these things that he's done, all these jobs, living here, there, and everywhere. And I was like, how old are you? He was like 31. I thought he was like 24. 30. Same thing.
Okay,
Anyway.
It's not. They're two different numbers, but that's okay. What would be your ideal date, or what, like some first date advice?
What would be my ideal date? Now knowing
First
ideal
date.
first.
A first
I liked what we did.
date. Okay.
Like going out for dinner, get to know each other. Have a look.
So, okay, from a woman's point of view, what's your advice for a first date?
Just go and hang out. See if there's like a good vibe happening, if it's natural.
Okay.
I don't know, go out for dinner somewhere nice, somewhere a bit different.
Okay, well, I don't know how much you can... Oh, you can go out to dinner these days.
Oh, yeah, COVID times. You can still go out for dinner.
Yeah, that'll be right. Well, my advice would be, like, as the gentleman, to just be a gentleman. Just be nice.
Gentleman.
And just get to know one another. I think that's really important.
Yeah, have fun. Just have fun. Be yourself.
Yeah, have fun.
Don't,
and that's the other
you
thing.
have to be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah. That's when I knew we clicked, because we were just ourselves, and it was so easy to just...
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. That's good
Okay,
to know.
thanks. Okay, go.
You're giving it to me.
I don't know.
Okay.
What's yours?
Oh, if you could go back in time, what year would you travel to? That's too hard.
One that we've already lived, or like what year would you travel to?
I think back in time to when we were alive.
Back in time to when we were alive.
I don't know. Where would you? What if you go back in time?
I'd actually like to go to like the 50s.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I really like their music and their style. That's probably where I'd like to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just go back to before COVID times. Anytime before COVID.
Yeah, that's true.
Our honeymoon was fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah. We go back there. Okay. Next question. Who would you rather be stranded? No, Who
would you rather be stranded on a deserted island with?
A deserted island.
Shut up.
Who do you want to be stranded on a deserted island with? With me? That's so nice. Bear Grylls. Well, I want to survive. You can't help me survive.
Yeah, but you can't.
I could help you survive.
You could help me
But
survive.
that's why I need someone on the next level. I need Bear Grylls. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Bear.
Stop
just
giving me the
Okay, go.
Bear Grylls. What's Bear Grylls got on me? What's the longest time you've gone without sleep and why? Oh, darling, this is
Wrong
a
time to be
very
asking this
personal,
question.
recent question.
Go.
Not last night, the night before.
But it wasn't even Charles' fault. It wasn't Zeph's fault.
Zeph woke up to feed at like 12:30. I woke up and fed him. Realised I was busting to the toilet. Quickly went to the toilet because I had to hold so long whilst feeding him. I was wide awake. Realised I was hungry, had something to eat. So for 3.5 hours, I was awake for his next feed, put him down, was still wide awake. So what was the longest time you've gone without sleep? Look, early motherhood, you just that. I don't know.
Okay. The longest I've gone without sleep? That's actually a lie. I'm going to give my answer and you're going to be like, oh wait, I've been awake for a lot longer. So the longest I've gone without sleep was...
plane.
No, on a pilgrimage. So when we did the sleep out for World Youth Day, no, not this one, like when I went to Poland, I was like basically awake for like, I don't know, like 36 hours.
And I don't sleep on planes. And the longest was World Youth Day Brazil. 36-hour travel.
Yeah.
So I changed my first answer.
Yeah, so it's not a child doesn't do that to you. Okay.
World Youth Day does.
What is the craziest thing you've ever done in the name of love? What if... Yeah. That is the craziest thing that you've ever done in the name of love. The craziest thing I've ever done. I was telling this story to Net just before. Like Zeph had just eaten like a whole bunch of food and we're outside. No, well, I don't know where we were. Well, anyway, we didn't have wipes. So, and he had food all over his face. So I lion cubbed him.
I was so disappointed.
So I didn't have anything to clean it, so I just licked his face. And then he was clean.
It's true.
That's
I
the
was
craziest thing I've done in the name of love.
That's gross.
Okay.
And Zeph didn't
It's
even
not.
seem to think anything was wrong with it.
No, he's like, oh, cool, thanks for cleaning me. Can you lick the top of my head down? That's what you do. Okay, here.
Oh, what was your first dance song at your wedding?
Oh, can you remember?
Yeah.
Go. She's not going to remember because it was a mashup of like 7 songs.
It was
What did it start with?
the Ed Sheeran.
Yeah? What am I? So it started with that, and then
There was lots of songs.
Yeah.
It was lots of fun.
it was like
We should
just
share
Posito
it.
was in there. Yeah, it was really good. I can't.
We got our Latin mix on.
Yeah.
That's good.
What did your families think about your significant other?
My mum, the first time she met him, because I told them that he was like 7 years older than me
Yeah.
and he's done all this stuff. And when he left, my mum said, Elise, I really like him, but he's lying to you. He's not a day older than 22.
I was 30.
It's like, Mum, we showed him his license. It's not right. There's no way he's a day older than 22.
No, she also loved me because when I rocked up and met Elise's parents and family, I took her mum like flowers.
Beautiful bouquet of flowers. They opened the door and I was like, oh.
I'm like, they're not for you.
It's like, they're not.
Like, yeah, flowers and wine for her mum.
Yeah.
I'm
No, my
it's
parents very
nice.
much liked him.
My family, they really liked Elise, but they're like, she's really quiet. Because I have a,
Really?
there's a lot of us.
Well, I'd have to be. You can't be loud with you.
No, yeah, but they really liked you. They're like, finally, a girl, because there's so many girls in our family, so there's lots of new boys because of everyone's husbands. Yeah.
I probably was quiet. I was probably very shy.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay, good.
Are we doing that?
Yeah, it's fun. We're like getting through them really quickly now, and I want to be able to see what the
What was the last movie you watched? Review.
I haven't watched a movie in a while.
we watch
What was the
series
last
these
movie that we
days.
watched? We're watching Kath and Kim at the moment. If you've never watched it, it's on Netflix. I think you should. It's amazing. What's the last movie we watched? Oh, I know what we watched. Lucy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was quite reflective in the end.
Yeah, it's basically like a representation of God. Guys, you should watch Lucy. It's really cool. Yeah. It's got Scarlett
Review,
Johansson.
it was good.
It was really good. Okay. What was your favorite subject in school? You're going to say religion, aren't you?
No, textiles
Okay.
and food tech.
Drama. Okay. It's like the power round.
If you could eat only one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm going to answer for you. Tuna, avocado, and brown rice.
True, but no. Oh, meal. Yeah. If that was a meal.
Every single lunchtime,
Yeah.
as long as I've known him, he's eaten that.
Lasagna.
Yeah, it could be lasagna.
Okay. This is the last one. Or last two. No. Last two.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Married.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Probably have a few more children by then.
Yeah.
And probably I'll be just having children at home.
So apparently Elise is having children at home in 5 years. I will be at home watching Elise have children. Apparently. Okay. No, you're having children. We'll be in a new house.
Building a family.
Yeah. And then hopefully still doing the work that like I'm currently doing.
Hopefully if COVID's over.
Yeah.
That'll be really
And
good.
doing the stuff in the parish
Get
that we
back
were
into
starting to do. Okay. Last question. I don't want to do that one as the last question. It's like, what is your go-to card game? No, we've already done that one. That was like the biggest pet. George is getting really cranky now because she's like, knock it up. What's your favourite ice cream flavour? I don't eat ice cream, I'm sorry.
That's a sign. Just stop.
How many kids do you want?
As many
Okay.
as we get.
Oh, I was going to say a number.
7.
Okay, yeah. But I didn't get to answer that question. Sorry, Georgia. No. There's only a couple
Who
questions
invited
left.
this guy?
Okay. What is your go-to karaoke song? I don't sing. No. What is your favourite job? You can't say your current job.
People wrote these. You can't defend the question.
No, I know.
Half full.
You didn't read the question. Is the glass half full or half empty?
Yeah, half full.
Who is your hero?
Wait, quickly, you wanted to...
You have to answer
No,
it.
I had one that I answered. Now
Yeah,
you
but who's
answer.
your hero?
God.
I was actually going to say that. One more. Okay, sorry. Okay. What is the most unusual thing you've ever eaten? Okay, I can finish on this one.
Yes, that's a good one.
The most unusual thing I've ever eaten?
Come on. Greece.
Figs.
Yes.
That's not unusual.
You were like, I feel like I'm in the Avatar movie.
Yeah, but that's not unusual. The most unusual thing I've ever eaten is crickets. When I was in Mexico, I had crickets from the side of the road. What have you eaten? Not from the side, like from a man on a cart. And they were like fried. And I was like, Jiminy. Huh?
Crispy?
No. What's the word? Quick, we're running out of time. What's the most unusual thing you've ever eaten?
Do you want me to answer it?
Yes.
Crocodile.
When did you eat a
In the Northern
crocodile?
Territory, it's like chicken.
It's not.
And it was a crocodile schnitzel
Crocodile schnitzel.
in Darwin.
That's really gross.
Yep.
Okay.
Also, in Spain, they suck the head of the prawn. That's where the juices are. And snails.
Yeah. Okay, so in Spain, they suck the head of the prawn out. Elise thinks that every time we get prawns, we're living in Spain. Because you suck
I
the...
still do it because it holds all the flavour.
It's not nice at a restaurant when you
Anyway,
peel off
thanks
the
for putting up
prawn
with
head.
us, guys.
And then your wife reaches over the table just so she can suck the head of the prawns. You're lucky I love you. Okay. Okay.
You're lucky to have me.
But yeah, that's all we have time for to answer all these questions. Hopefully it's given you guys a bit of an insight as to what our marriage is like. And how communication and fun is really important to having a relationship. And yeah, you got to know us a little bit better. Sorry that Zeph was a little bit loud before, but he's okay now. He's having a little nap. Yeah, do you want to say anything?
Thanks, guys. Thanks for putting up with us.
Okay. I'm not doing that.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, these are good ones. How did you meet? How did you know she was the one?